The country has been facing a lot of polarization that's been fueled by politicians, social media, news outlets, and it's been creating a lot of distrust amongst us American citizens. But there are some forms of media that's trying to combat that. More specifically, a film called Undivide Us that will be screened right here in the West Bloomfield area Monday, September 23rd. But right here, join us on the Splash to give us more information regarding that film and that film screening from the InterFaith Leadership Council of Metro Detroit. We have the Assistant Program Manager, Beth Falenski, join us. And first, I want to thank you for joining us, Beth. I want to get right into it. Can you just give us more details about this film, Undivide Us?
Yeah. Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me on. Yeah, the film is really meant to speak to the polarization that this country is feeling in this moment, and to address the idea that we cannot, or we feel that we cannot, come together and have a civil conversation across differences. So this film is really meant to bring people together to, think about that topic and how we can come together as a community to combat the toxic polarization we're feeling.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you gave out more information regarding that. But the title in itself basically does explain that, and I do want to dive into all of that a little bit more. But Monday, September 23rd, West Bloomfield Public Township Library was where we will be doing the film screening, and a little bit more on. Can you just give a little bit more in regards to that event before we move forward?
Sure. As you said, it's going to be Monday from 6 to 8:30 at the West Bloomfield
Hmm.
Public Library. We have, if you visit the Interfaith Leadership Council website, which is Interfaith, if you visit the website, you'll be able to have information on how to sign up for that. There's a link to sign up. So I encourage you to grab your seat. We have a lot of people already attending. So seats are limited. So if you're interested in signing up, go ahead and visit our website for more information on how to do that.
Thank you. Yeah. So now I want to kind of get into that too, and with your organization, but with us right here live on the Splash, joining us from the Interfaith Leadership Council of Metro Detroit, Assistant Program Manager Beth Falenski. Now with your organization, Interfaith Leadership Council, how did you all get involved in this film screening in general and bringing it to West Bloomfield Public Library?
Yeah, so we really felt that this year, especially, was an important year to address the topic of polarization that we're feeling as a nation, and then also locally in our communities. And especially with the
Hmm.
election coming up, we knew that this is an important topic to cover. People are really feeling divided, they're feeling unsure. So when the opportunity to host this film screening came up, we jumped at it. And uh, very kindly are able to host the event at the West Bloomfield Public Library, who we've partnered with in the past. So very excited to offer this to the community locally and to the others within our network who want to come and be a part of this event. There's gonna be a film screening and then also a community discussion afterward. So that's gonna be, I think,
Okay.
very impactful. And then
Hmm.
throughout this year, we've also had we've offered a polarization series. So we've marked this film screening as a part of the polarization series. We offered a different film screening earlier in the year, an online polarization detox challenge over the summer. And then next month, we're also planning another community discussion around the topic of politics and personal relationships. So we're really looking forward to that. So if you head to our website, if you have interest, you'll be able to find more information on that as well.
DetroitInterfaithCouncil.com is that website you want to head over to for more information regarding that. You
Mhm.
said a lot of interesting thing, a polarization detox challenge. I would love to ask briefly, can you just very, very briefly give more? What is that like? I would imagine that's like taking a break from technology in general, please.
Well, yeah, well, the fact that we had it online doesn't necessarily afford people the ability to take a break from
I get
um,
it.
you know that, but we did offer it online so that we could, reach a broader audience. And it was really a personal challenge. So you went, we offered activities day to day that would allow the individual and give tips and activities to kind of scale back on the polarization that they're feeling in their life, different ways that they can combat that. And and they were really simple tips. So it was really perfect. It went on for 4 weeks. And again, each day there was different activities that were offered and different tips that were offered.
Okay, interesting. Just my brain just went there, so I just going to have to go off the script and ask that question real quick, Beth. But I appreciate that answer. Now, getting back to this film, one interesting thing about this that I like actually, and I'm an advocate for this. This film challenges the ideas that citizens who disagree can't engage in a civil conversation, having those uncomfortable conversations. I like that, by the way. What practical steps can communities take to foster these types of conversations?
Yeah. So I think what the main thing that we need to remember is that we need to be comfortable with the idea that we may not all agree. That is often the case. We find somebody that we don't agree with, and we will always come across people like that in our daily lives. And it feels uncomfortable when we don't agree. But we do need to get comfortable with the idea that that may not always happen. And to reach a resolution on any given topic does not require that we agree with the person that we're talking to. So it is okay that we continue to disagree. So what we typically say is there's 3 things. One, that you need to be able to see people as people in their complete humanity, and to not see them as, only one part of themselves. Often we see people as, however they lean politically, or maybe the faith that they practice, and we only see that
Good
part of
point.
them. So we need to see them in their complete humanity. 2, we need to value those that we run into in our day-to-day lives, those that we're having conversations with, and be open to being influenced by them. And 3, we need to learn to work towards understanding together so we can find new solutions.
Yeah. I think that's a great recipe for having civil conversations with people, even if we disagree with them. I just see it as having a different perspective at one thing. We all look at different things, look at the same thing from a different perspective and angle. With us right here live on the Splash from the InterFaith Leadership Council of Metro Detroit, we have Assistant Program Manager Beth Falenski talking about the Undivided film screening happening at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library Monday, September 23rd from 6 to 8:30 p.m. Beth, we appreciate your time here. Real quick before we let you go, just 2 other questions. One, what do you want the residents and community of West Bloomfield to take away from seeing this film?
I think the most important thing that we would like people to remember is that conflict is inevitable. We're always going to find someone that we disagree with, have differing opinions about, but that polarization does not have to automatically follow that. We don't automatically have to be polarized and feel this toxic polarization. So we hope that people will come away from the screening with that feeling. And then we also hope that people will go away in feeling empowered to reach beyond their own community and their own community groups, to have these meaningful conversations with those that they run into in their lives, or to simply extend kindness to those that they run into.
There we go. Perfect place to land a plane. Beth, last opportunity. If you have any last messages, want to promote the film and where it will be again, or talk about the event, please tell our West Bloomfield community now.
Yeah, we just hope that we will see you there. Again, visit our website, DetroitInterfaithCouncil.com. To sign up for the film screening. It's Monday night at the West Bloomfield Library, 6 to 8:30 p.m. And we really hope to see you there.
Yes. And I want to thank you all again for putting on this type of event, especially during the political season where we know that is very, very necessary. Once again, with us live on The Splash, we want to thank her InterFaith Leadership Council of Metro Detroit Assistant Program Manager, Beth Falenski. We appreciate your time and information.
Thank you so much for having me.